Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Allie Clifton alongside James Worthy, Mike Bresnan, Mike Trudell handling things from New York City. A tough one for the Lakers, who are now 4-3 on this 8-game road trip, one to play in Brooklyn on Tuesday. They fall to the Knicks, who have now won 6 in a row. And big game, despite 23 combined points from Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns tonight. The Lakers had a 4-point lead at the half, but it just felt like a renewed energy and spirit, shot making starting in the third there with the Knicks. The Knicks were plus 18 from 3, 15 offensive rebounds. And the big picture, as we were talking about in the pregame show, it was just too much to overcome for the Lakers, who are now 9-11 versus teams above 500.
Yeah, they're struggling against the good teams, and the rest of the league is noticing that too. New York, they've been known, I think, for the last 5 games or so of keeping their opponents under 100 points. So Lakers score 100, but it was the 15 offensive rebounds, the extra possessions. You can't afford to do that against the Knicks team, especially when they're kicking it out, and Shamet is hitting threes. You got Hart, 20 points. He was 3 of 4 from 3. They hit their threes, and they got a lot of wide open ones. OG Anunoby, 4 of 8. So the Lakers, sometimes they get a possession, and they don't value it. Sometimes I don't mind that long court pass, but sometimes when you need a possession, take your time and make the defense work. I thought they took some risk and then just couldn't defend or rebound in the third or fourth quarter. And New York, just a great defensive team, also knocked down plenty of shots to secure the win.
Yeah, James, the Laker offense really disappeared in that second half. Only 44 points after halftime. And it's going to be hard to win any NBA game these days if that's how you come out after halftime. I thought they played well in the first half. That zone defense was kind of tricking the Knicks a little bit. Allie, as you mentioned, not a great night for Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, both those guys were whatever tonight. But it was, as you said, James, Anunoby with a good night on both sides of the court. Shamet, a huge bench production, surprisingly, for the Knicks. And the Lakers, here's where they get in trouble, Allie. If Phoenix wins tonight against the Clippers, the Lakers are now in 7th in the West. So now, with 2.5 months left in the regular season and 4 days before the trade deadline, the Lakers have to be really, really careful. They need to finish in that 4 to 6 range, if at all possible. You don't want to be in the play-in tournament for obvious reasons. The good news is they probably will make some sort of postseason, because 11 through 15 in the West, they're done. All 5 of those teams are punting. You can tell the rest of the season. But now it's all about what's the seeding for the Lakers for the final 2.5 months. It's going to be tight, and it's going to be tough if they cannot beat the good teams. Like you said, Lakers now 9 for 11 on the when they play teams over 500.
This is where my mind goes too. You get to that point of the season where putting a full 48-minute game together, it matters. Doing the little things, starring in your role.
Yep.
And I mean this from the standpoint of, more times than not, you know what you're going to get from your stars. Tonight you get 52 combined from Luka and LeBron. But when you point out the others, OG Anunoby, the Harts, the Shamets, and you look at the Lakers, which I think it's one of those things too where Jake's been shooting the ball well. Marcus Smart has been shooting the ball well. It's not often you can say that Rui's not having a good night, but you look at the numbers and it was one of those make or miss moments, which didn't fall their way. But I think in totality, when you look at that third quarter, 38-26, you look at the numbers, just the energy that we were talking to that just flipped for New York. These are the things that matter.
Yeah, it's not so. I mean, look, you definitely want to make shots, you want to execute, but it is the energy and the effort that you put forth. If you can't match the energy of the other team, it's going to be a problem. And you can't depend on 1 or 2 players to kind of pull you out of that situation. You could just tell that the Knicks were more aggressive, they're more physical, they're going after offensive rebounds, they weren't spectating, and the Lakers have to be able to match that. I'm not saying that they don't put forth an effort, but when you're trying to win a game, you have to match, you have to secure the ball. I thought a couple of turnovers kind of changed the momentum a little bit, and that's, at this time of the year, they should be consistent in certain areas. And I think if they're going to move up, if they're going to sustain good play, they got to look at this game against a really good team and say, we cannot afford to make mistakes. We got to match their energy. We can't give up 15 offensive rebounds. It just demoralizes your defense. And we need contribution from guys. We got to knock down shots when we're open. I thought we just had some open shots. Jake had some shots tonight, didn't go down. I think Marcus Smart, just, you're going to have some tough shooting nights, but there are other areas that you can compensate for that, and they just don't seem to be able to pick that up.
Yeah, what do the Knicks have that the Lakers don't have, James? Two really good two-way wings that play on both sides of the court. Anunoby, 3 steals tonight. You kind of alluded to the Laker turnovers in that third quarter where the game started to get away from them. Anunoby had 2 fast break, easy buckets off turnovers. And Bridges, also a very good two-way defender. He didn't do a lot scoring-wise tonight, but nice plus-minus for him last time I checked. And it's a differentiation. It's a level up in today's NBA when you have 2 good defensive-minded wings who can also put the ball in the cup alley. And that's what the Knicks have. Now, the Lakers have plenty of offense. And I thought they played pretty well defensively. Giving up 112, that's fine on the road in New York towards the end of a long road trip. But this was the swing game. Now they're 4-3 on the road trip. They should beat Brooklyn in a couple nights. Brooklyn keeps losing by 50 to teams. But it would have been nice to get this just to guarantee at least a 500 record on this road trip.
First closure point on the Knicks. They've certainly figured something out because it wasn't too long ago that there was a lot of noise surrounding that team, not to mention one of their star guys in trade rumors as we are talking about this. But I will say, you mentioned the Lakers. They don't really struggle necessarily often when it comes to offense, especially that of Luka Doncic, who is 2 assists shy of another 30-point triple-double. But I think the big thing here is his ability to rebound. And it wasn't too long ago for him as well, where intention on the glass, I think it was that night in Denver, he made sure to say that it was something he went into the game thinking about. And tonight, here he is yet again. And when you look at this list, most games with 30 points or more, 15-plus rebounds, a lot of centers on this list. Big
a lot of centers, power forward or 2,
with the exception
one
of
small
LeBron.
forward. Yep.
Yeah, all centers. And for Luka to, be in there rebound, I mean, he's a big guard. Reminds me, Magic Johnson was a rebounding guard and could start to break. But to be amongst the Giants and willingly focusing on that, that's just a sign of a great player just looking to add to his talent already.
Yeah, and obviously the shooting wasn't great for Luka tonight, but he found ways to get everyone involved and to keep his team in the game. 15 rebounds is no small feat for a guy who's not a 6'10" or 7-footer type of guy. And Allie, you know what the Lakers missed tonight?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. How'd you know? How did you know?
I was going to go there next.
And we were all a little bit, not fooled, but he was questionable. We were hopeful pregame when Mike Trudell gave the pregame hit from MSG. James, we're like, okay, there's AR shooting around behind him.
Excited.
And it was kind of, it seemed like there was a little bit of energy. Will the Lakers get back his 26.5 points per game? The answer is no, obviously. And 2 more days, they play Brooklyn. That would be a real nice game for him to come back, kind of get his legs under him. Brooklyn's not a very good team, obviously. They're going to be punting the rest of the season. Maybe, if he's healthy, he plays. But, James, maybe, the Lakers were like, hey, the Knicks are a really good team defensively. Yeah. Let's let him kind of get into a game where